Hey everybody, welcome to another miserable commentary. This is actually our first one, but we got to stay in tune with our branding of another miserable podcast.
I was expecting you to go into commentary, like question mark.
This is gonna be pretty fun. We've chosen to do Friday the 13th Part 4 because it's our favorite one. I mean, I could happily do all of these movies. But why not start with the one we love the most so that we don't have to do 3 movies before we get there? So if you want us to do the other movies...
Goes to hell.
Oof, oof, oof. So if you guys want to hear us do the other Friday the 13th movies or anything else, let us know. We're going to talk about why we like the movie, why it connects with us. We're going to talk about, trivia tidbits and stuff like that. I've studied up on this movie quite a bit because it's one of my favorites, so I got a lot of stuff to drop on you guys, some knowledge.
And if this is the first time you've ever listened to anything we've done, hi, interesting first choice.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird for you.
They really like commentary, Zach.
But we do a podcast called Another Miserable Podcast where we talk about horror movies, we review current stuff, and do retrospectives. My name is Zach, kind of host and edit it. The man just talking was Casey.
Yeah, what's up? At Lucha Gringo on
and
Twitter.
Yes, also joining us is the classiest guy on the show, Mr. Chris Pistol.
Without
I think Corey Feldman will be making random occurrences throughout the commentary at some points.
Good.
Yes, I believe you will. All right, guys, you want to start this off, Chris?
Absolutely.
Okay, Chris is going to give us a countdown. So when he says 3, press play. Chris, set us up.
Okay. So we are watching this movie on Amazon Prime. You can queue up the movie. And on your streaming or your Blu-ray, set the zero mark. Set the cursor mark to 0.
Oh, and I gotta tell them, watch the 1 minute and 32. I mean, the 1 hour and 31 minute version. That's why we're all doing Prime, so we match up. If you have some kind of supercut that puts the TV scenes back into it, it's gonna be longer and everything's gonna be fucked up. So that's why we're using the Prime version.
Basically, as soon as we hit play, the Paramount logo is going to come up on the screen. So just sync this up with as soon as you see the Paramount logo, and you should be good.
Okay, so as soon as you hear 3, press play.
All right, gentlemen, you ready?
Yes.
All right, we're starting this thing. 1, 2, 3. Look at that.
Oh, fuck, I did it wrong. No, here we go. That beautiful, beautiful Paramount logo.
A Gulf Western company.
Okay, so this movie starts off with a recap of the first 3 Friday the 13th movies because you couldn't just go rent them from the video store back then.
These subtitles are small.
It's okay, I don't even have them turned on right now. So we're starting off with Friday the 13th Part 2's recap of Jason's story, where they basically retcon him into still being alive. Because it was a dream sequence at the end of the first movie.
Hey, did you know this movie, it's got a death curse?
It sure does, because Crazy Ralph, is one of the greatest characters in cinematic history.
It's true.
Wait, what is the death curse? I'm unaware of this.
No, it's something Crazy Ralph says in all the Friday the 13th movies he appears in.
Oh,
and they just showed him on the screen.
Come on, you said it.
Thanks for watching, Zach, in preparation.
I did...
So there we see Adrian King talking about the boy in the water, really confusing things because that was a dream sequence and no one should have known about.
So I have a question for you guys.
All right, what's up?
When was the first time you saw the Friday the 13th movies, or at least one of the movies, and which one was the first one you saw?
Ooh, okay, so first one I saw was probably Part 3 or 4. It was the TV version of it, and I would have been probably 8 years old.
That's adorable.
And I used to tape them off of TV. See, I had already seen like the uncensored Nightmare on Elm Streets 1 through, I guess 1 and 2, because 3 probably wouldn't have been out yet by the time, because that was 88, and I turned 8 that year. But I was a big horror fan, and they used to play marathons of Friday the 13th movies on TV. They were the cut versions a lot of the time. So eventually I'd rent the uncut ones, but yeah, originally it was a TV cut of 3 or 4.
I was going to say, what's the point of watching these movies on TV? because they would
Oh,
cut
they're
out
still
everything.
pretty great. They're still pretty great. Like, you'd be surprised how much they show. And they also go back and, at least for this movie, there's TV exclusive scenes for this movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
didn't
how
that.
many of the other ones did that, but this one definitely does. And I'll kind of direct us to where that fits in.
I remember that TV version of Halloween and Halloween 2 that had like more scenes.
Yeah, I had a supercut VHS of those that came on 2 VHS tapes of Halloween 1 with all the TV scenes put back in. Love this intro. It's nowhere near as good as the
And
intro
Jason?
Friday the 13th Part 3, but you get what you...
I don't know, man. Does Friday the 13th have an explosion?
It's got the 3D letters popping out, and it's got the disco theme that this movie
Yeah, the
does
disco
not
version
have.
of the. I don't know. I like this one a little bit better, just because it's more.
It's just so much more
tune.
serious. I go back and forth between... actually, growing up, I went back and forth between if 3 or 4 is my favorite, but then when I started seeing all of them uncut, 4 by leaps and bounds was my favorite. Because,
I was just like a video store fiend, so like I saw all of these movies on VHS at a pretty young age. Probably not as young as 8, but probably I was like, I was like in 5th grade, I think. So however old you are in 5th grade.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
don't know
like
how old
10.
5th graders are.
That's like 10,
10 or 11.
11.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
distinctly
that's
remember-
probably by the time I had rented most of these, or at least the good ones.
Yeah, Tom Savini. I specifically remember the first time watching the first one. It was like at a sleepover at one of my friend's house, and we probably rented like 1 through 3 or like 1 through 4 or something, with like a goal to watch all of them in one night. And we stayed up super late drinking soda and eating Slim Jims. And these movies warped my brain.
The Macho Man would be proud. Zach saw all of these movies for the first time last week.
Zach, you're muted.
Yeah,
Is that why you guys weren't responding to me this whole time?
yeah,
That would be
you've
why.
been muted this whole time.
I thought this was
Oh.
just gonna be the case. I thought this was just gonna be the Casey and Chris show. I just thought, I guess Zach just doesn't have much to say.
Yeah, I forgot I muted myself. You missed me shout out Martin Kitrosser, who I don't know who he is, but
Oh God.
I just
Sorry
wanted
to
to lose
interrupt you, Zach,
somebody.
but
Yeah, we lost you
I want to
after.
talk about this opening real quick.
Good
So
times.
is this like this? What I love about this opening is that it directly like picks up with the end of part 3, and I think this was all recreation. I mean, obviously this is all recreation, but they did it really, really specifically to where like the set looks like identical to the last movie.
Yeah, despite being filmed in very different places.
Oh yeah,
Part 3 was actually
but that deer is there.
Part 3 was filmed near me. Part 4 was filmed a little bit. It was filmed out in Topanga Canyon, a lot of it, actually. But the other, Part 3, like, their whole getup was in Santa Clarita. You can kind of tell it's not the same place because they're not close to the water here. But they do have a
You
barn.
can't really see the water anyway.
And you get a different looking Jason. So
Look at those trench coats, man.
Here, I'll
I need
just
to get one of those.
sandwich bag. It's fine. I think the bag's a
uh,
little too small. Fuck it.
One thing that Jason has in this movie that he did not have in Part 3, I mean, his face is completely different, but dead giveaway that it's new footage is that he has kind of monster hands with black fingernails, which is new for this movie, which is a Tom Savini decision.
To answer your previous question, Chris, as to the first time I saw this, I don't know the exact time, but I'm guessing I was about 14. And the first one I saw was the original Friday the 13th, because I figured I should start out the beginning.
Did you go into it thinking that Jason was the killer and slightly confused when he did not show up at the end?
I feel like I knew beforehand that it was the mom, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like my dad had told me, the mom is the killer in the first one or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember if I saw Scream first. I think I may have seen Scream first, which totally like ruins the ending of the first film.
See, and I already knew all the stuff before I watched it because I was an avid reader of Fangoria magazine, so I've been getting information of all these movies before I had seen them. But there's a big difference between reading about the movies and actually watching them. But there we go, Monster Hand. I do want to shout out.
Like, has that never happened before when she's picked up a body, like a hand has fallen to the side?
Not one that monstrous.
Maybe it's her first day, okay, Zach? She's not used to picking up, like, psycho killers with hockey masks on their face.
Fair enough.
Did they even take the fucking mask off? They never fucking do. They always wrap up these serial killers with their complete masks on their face. They just wrap them up in there and it'll be fine.
The really cool thing I want to talk about, speaking of reading about these, is that you will want to check out the book Crystal Lake Memories. Well, the documentary is great, and I highly recommend that as well. Documentary of the same name. The Crystal Lake Memories book, a lot of the cast and crew talk a lot more shit in print than they're willing to do on camera. Oh. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of that with you guys today. As we're doing this commentary,
which is interesting because, like, I feel like even on camera they were a little bit open about some of their feelings.
It gets worse in the book. Pretty much
Jason's like feelings towards Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah, Ted White talks some shit about Corey Feldman on camera that doesn't come out in the book. He's actually the only one with something negative to say about Corey. Everyone else thought he was a great kid and really liked him.
Like, more guy with a sandwich. How cliche.
And he's a horror movie veteran too. He's been in quite a few things. We're gonna be introduced to the nurse that's Babs from Back to the Future. Very soon as well. Yep. And
who's Back to the Future?
Babs, Babs. The mom's friend in the 50s.
Oh.
Yeah, she's Babs. R. Morgan, RN. So it's never quite clear that she actually likes this guy until the last minute, actually.
I mean, with all that hair coming out of that V-neck, how can you not?
That's what hospitals were like in the 80s, right? You just let your chest hair out, you know?
Everyone was fucking...
I mean, you've seen Halloween 2.
Got me anything.
Yeah.
Everyone in a hospital is horny as hell.
Yeah, between this and Halloween 2, we get a pretty accurate picture. This guy just keeps watching these workout videos, which for him means time to fuck.
They had to have filmed that workout video for this movie, right?
You know, I'm not sure because every once in a while someone tries to sneak one in that they've actually found. But this one may be filmed specifically for this movie.
It has to be. It's just so nonsensical.
Oh, there we go.
Happening except for this woman bouncing around.
We get the Undertaker sit-up, which is actually the Michael Myers sit-up, but the Undertaker stole it.
That hasn't happened yet.
But it's not Jason. Yeah. No, it literally just happened, Zach. The doctor was the one under the sheet.
This guy. This guy is Axl Rose before Guns N' Roses, of course.
Now this guy couldn't have got a lower V-neck, probably. Okay, so yeah, love the graphic. That's clearly a piece of construction paper on the news. And they're switching to more workout stuff. Because it helps this guy get his bone on, you know? He's looking at dead people all day and needs a little help.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you're going to...
And that is Bill McKenna from Mattel Toys.
A little stimulus.
3 people will get it when I say that guy is Bill McKenna from Mattel Toys, but those 3 people are laughing their ass off right now because it looks exactly like the guy. Oh, let's see here.
It's got a very, like, atypical 80s haircut.
Oh, but he gets the girl. Sad that he doesn't really. There you see Darren from Bewitched is the, not really.
Constantly changing the channel. It's like, I cannot fuck when the news is on.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where George like wants to eat food while he's having sex, and he keeps trying to like introduce it with his partners, and then he wants to like turn the TV on, like he just wants everything at the same time. Oh, there's that hand again, man.
Yep.
And it has his mind of its own. It's like we're watching fucking Idle Hands.
That's what I was thinking. Or Adam's Family.
Jesus, jumping Christmas shit.
I do gotta say though, the hand is a very it has an interesting scene in the movie when he gets the machete between the fingers, which looks like it would hurt like a motherfucker. Because I've had a paper cut there, and let me tell you, that hurts like a bitch. Can only imagine a machete. Oh, she's so disappointed. You seem like you hated the guy 5 minutes ago. Jesus Christ.
You know, these characters though are like more. I think they're more interesting and quirky than like what we usually kind of get from these movies, and that for me like is what makes this movie stand out from a lot of the others. Which
I'd agree. Even the
I genuinely
There's a
like
reason.
the characters.
There's a reason for that. That was a conscious decision by Joseph Zito. He actually hired a writer that had written after-school specials for ABC that, you know, had sympathetic kids going through hard times. And he wanted that person... He went to the writer... there's actually like 3 writers credited, but not really credited in the credits because there was a whole WGA thing. But he went to the guy and he said, look, I don't want you to think about new ways to kill these kids because they've all been done by now. Between Friday the 13th and all the rip-offs and stuff. So what I want you to do is make me care about the kids so people get bummed out when they die and that people don't want to see them die. And it seems like it's a no-brainer, but it's also kind of like so many horror movies don't. There we go, handsaw. Good times.
Oh, or so. And all the way around. That's
Good
like
times.
That's one of the most underrated kills in the movie.
Effects by the great Tom Savini, who absolutely nails it in this movie. He did the first Friday the 13th as well, then left to do The Burning, and also did a movie called The Prowler with Joseph Zito, which is how they met. I recommend every single one of the movies I just mentioned.
Maybe a best of clip of The Prowler. It's
See, I
got
feel
amazing
like-
effects, but it's kind of a boring movie.
I feel like you gotta see the pitchfork in the shower,
Yeah.
which you wonder why the fuck a pitchfork was there, but still. And you need to see the head explosion, which I
Sometimes
think is...
shower with pitchforks is.
I actually think that the head explosion beats the one in Maniac and beats the one in Scanners. And I know that's blasphemy for a lot of people, but I feel like if you watch the scene, you'll probably agree with me.
we're getting a glimpse into Casey's childhood here.
Yeah,
Holy shit, there's aliens in this movie.
That looks like a VIC-20 or maybe a Commodore 64. He's playing Zaxxon, which gets a shout out in the script, actually. She actually used to be a pop star in Australia before she came back to the United States to become an actress. They actually bonded as brother and...
I love this outfit, man.
It's pretty great.
Put the hat on top of it, too. It's pretty funny.
And he's very careful to say, I didn't make the mask, I just customized it because that's more believable for a kid that age.
Oh, okay. See, you just saved about 15 minutes of me bitching that something that I've always thought about this movie, which is like, no way did this fucking kid make all these masks and effects. Like, he would be working in Hollywood if he was that good.
Well, he's actually based on Tom Savini, so
I agree,
who
but
was
no way
doing
Tom
stuff.
Savini Wait, no way was Tom Savini even making that shit when he was that age.
Oh man, you got to see the Tom Savini documentary on Shudder. He was. That's the crazy thing.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Introduce to my favorite characters here.
Yeah, your favorite character, Ted.
Exactly.
Okay, so Paul, dude with the hat driving, was in Neon Maniacs, a fucking cinematic masterpiece that all of you should see. Pretty Boy in the front was in Hell Night, decent movie. Then we have Dickface Ted, who was in The Last American Version, and says he would never do a movie like this again, and if he did, he would not show his butt. Now,
I gotta say, Teddy would have made a killing on Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm just saying.
Probably. So Crispin Glover here and Ted, a lot of their dialogue here was improvised, and then to call back in other scenes, the writer had to start writing scenes referring to this, and completely hated writing their scenes as a result. Like, he hated doing the rewrites and getting, like, the computer says you're a dead fuck stuff in there. He thought it was the dumbest shit in the world and it would never work, but...
It's the funniest stuff. It's the stuff that
It's
stands out
amazing.
the most.
He's typing on a 12-pack of Coca-Cola and telling him he's got a limp dick.
And we can't not mention that Crispin Glover here, of course. This is a...
Absolutely tremendous.
Yes. Such a
Okay,
great
so,
role.
so
It's
there's...
kind of like watching it now, though, like that these two characters kind of like pull focus from everybody else, and it's interesting that like they came up with a lot of this dialogue, because it's like I wonder were the other actors just like apathetic about their characters or whatever? 'Cause it's almost like these two kind of steal the show from everybody else.
Some of the actors were kind of beat down because apparently Joseph Zito wanted 1,000 takes of everything. So these guys probably just did it because they were losing their mind. A lot of these scenes were filmed up by Solvang, and there's a great story about Crispin Glover behind the scenes I wanted to tell you guys about. So he went to Solvang. There's Pamela Voorhees' grave, by the way. This is the first time that we hear Jason's mother's first name is Pamela.
in this totally real cemetery that is not at all.
Okay, so check this out, guys. Crispin Glover goes to Solvang with Corey Feldman. And they go in a toy store. Crispin Glover finds one of those little toy submarines that goes underwater. You put the little baking soda pellet in it and it goes up and down. There's a lake they're filming in, and he loses the submarine in the lake. But he's super pissed off at this point, and holds up production for like 2 hours because he says he's not going to continue shooting.
Oh, I love this
until
scene.
they find
I'm
his
sorry,
submarine.
Casey. I love this scene. I'm sorry. This is how you hitchhike, gentlemen.
It's really
Not
not.
a genius idea.
Canada and Love.
And I don't know her name, but she's a very well-known character actor and has done lots and lots of work. I believe she was in Kenan and Kel's Two Heads Are Better Than None, if it's who I'm thinking of. But she's been in a lot of things.
Oh my god.
And really, she gets, everyone gets murdered for like fucking or doing drugs. She gets killed for eating a banana. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it. So anyway, they had divers and shit because they had divers for the lake scenes. And they would not continue filming until Crispin Glover got his little submarine out of the lake that was completely caked in disgusting mud and sludge by the time he got it back.
He likes plantains!
He has enough potassium. Doesn't need
I actually did a short film that I wrote called From the Shadows that's a found footage ninja horror movie. And I wanted to steal that kill for the movie, but we couldn't do it because the car that we had the guy getting killed from ended up having like a solid back to the van, so there was no way anyone could get behind him and stab through like that. I was very sad as a result. Because I really wanted to see, because that was
could be in a threesome.
That was an homage to Kevin Bacon's death in Friday the 13th, the original.
This isn't really awkward.
So inappropriate.
Corey said he got his first boner during that scene. No, I'm just kidding.
He
It's
pops
Gordon!
He pops a lot of boners in this movie.
The dog is my favorite character in this movie because at a certain point the dog just says, fuck it, I'm out, and just
commits suicide.
No, he just fucking escapes.
Dude, he jumped out of a 2-story window that we see someone fall out of and die the same level.
Their feet, man.
That's cats. Okay, so
I know you guys take this for granted, but like moving out to California when I did, and like seeing kind of what like the woods look like and the forests look like, I was just struck by being like, oh, this is like every woods in every movie I've ever seen.
This here, like
different regions of the United States, and the woods look different. Like this is supposed to be in like fucking Illinois or something like that. It's like the woods don't look like that. That's California.
This is supposed to be in New Jersey, and this scene was in Topanga Canyon. So the house, the Jarvis house, is real, and then they built the kid's house next to it. And so the Jarvis house, they had to put in a bunch of false walls and shit so people could break through. I think this character, not Judy Aronson, but the other girl that was brushing her hair, is a good subversion of the final girl trope, because she seems like she's the virginal final girl, and then she has sex and all.
She didn't do anything
Right now these
wrong.
girls are having an argument about who has the worst hair.
Well, okay, it's clearly her. Judy Aronson from the cinematic masterpiece known as American Ninja, and also a little-known movie called Weird Science.
Yes.
And also any 80s sitcom, probably, that needed an attractive teenage girl in it. Yeah, to play someone's girlfriend. She was that girlfriend. There's a theme that no one in this movie really wanted to do this movie. She actually had some roles lined up, but they wanted her to change her last name and pretend to be Hispanic to get a role in a Universal picture. She wouldn't do it, so she got fired. And this role is where she picked up. She kind of jumped at the role a little fast and didn't realize that the role required nudity, which is going to come into play later because there's a major incident involving nudity in this film.
Casey,
So we
if
will
anybody
talk
knows
about it.
this, you probably do. Is there a map that someone has drawn of Camp Crystal Lake to kind of show like where the camp is, where the Jarvis house is? Because this lake must be slightly large.
Oh, here we go.
Especially
Well-
if the Jarvis family has never if they seem to be unaware of the murders that have happened for the
If you
last
play-
3 films.
The video game does it.
This is a pivotal scene, gentlemen. This is a pivotal scene.
So yeah, the video
Short
game
scene.
does draw maps, basically. They actually went and researched the movie. He was not actually seeing this in the shot. But there is a story where
was
he...
looking at.
Well, there's a story he tells in the book where he basically got to see this by accident, because there's a scene where she meets up with him, and he saw directly down her shirt when they were filming, and he had to pretend that he was really excited to see the dog show up. He said,
I believe
If he
that
started fucking, he would have started tearing the room apart.
I believe this was also Corey Feldman's audition for the role of Bastion in Neverending Story.
possibly. Okay, so here we go. The mom's gonna hold a pillow over his head and suffocate him for being a pervert.
You know, I was thinking this when I was watching this the other day. I was thinking like, it is unique that not a lot of the none of these movies have a kid in them that it has such a major role, and it seems like kind of an obvious thing to do because kids are gonna see these movies at some point, and you kind of it's cool for this one to have 4 kids, sort of an anchor that you can kind of identify towards, or at least view the movie towards. And
you
none
gotta
of the other
figure-
movies really did that.
This kid, most kids were scared shitless of Jason. He was scared shitless of Jason for real during the filming. So, good times for that. So, okay, we're going to the lake to party.
It looks so
Back
cold.
to the dead fox.
They clearly filmed this in winter. It looks so cold.
And we've got... Oh, I've got plenty on that. So, Ted here is dressed like Schneider from One Day at a Time. The sassy...
I always tuck in my button-up
superintendent.
shirt when I go camping with my friends.
Well, at least you don't wear the Canadian tuxedo when you go camping with your friends. Though, I guess that would be more suitable for the environment.
Oh, they're the twins.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
And they actually were doublemint twins, but any twin that acts usually is. So, they, oh wow, those are
The guy
some
with the
short
looks
shorts,
He's
dude.
got 2 testicles on
Oh, I'm
either
sure
side
he
of his
does.
legs,
He,
holding those pants up.
I think I can see his religion from here.
Yeah.
It was nice of someone to give him my 5th grade gym shorts. It's good times. He was actually on The Powers of Matthew Starr, which was a not popular superhero TV show before this, but he was the main character on it.
Spooky.
I feel like to get maybe just to dabble in sexism a little bit, guys. I think the 2 twins are the prettiest girls that in this entire series.
They actually
I
hate
had
how,
the biggest crush on them. Out of anybody
they
else
hate
in the
how
series.
they look in this movie. They both complain repeatedly that they're supposed to be these sexy girls, and they're like, our clothes are the absolute worst. Not necessarily. You got to see what they're wearing in that party scene.
Oh
though.
yeah,
They're like,
in the party
yeah,
scene, yeah.
and they're pretty upset about. Well, one of the twins, the twin that's the frumpy one that dies first. She's actually really sad that she didn't fight to have more of a role in this movie and to do something more. She says, but it's like, really, you're getting killed by Jason. What more are you gonna do?
What do you
say?
call it
Ouch!
when you,
one more time.
We have no suits.
And,
what do you call it when you do the rope swing and the water just goes straight up your butthole? That's what's happening to everybody right here.
It's called a bidet, nature's bidet.
Oh yeah, the nature's bidet. That's what's happening to everybody.
Paul wearing his hat while swimming, clearly to hide a bald spot.
Casey, you lived through the 80s. How prevalent was skinny dipping?
Oh
the fucking
shit,
time, man.
dude! I still can't swim with clothes. I heard something like the girls didn't say they would do this scene unless the guys got naked too, which is, it's. I'm pretty sure you see Ted's ball sack, so it's.
I wasn't looking for it, but
Oh, you'll see it if you have a large enough. I got a large TV here. Oh, there we go. There's some nutsack for you. So clearly the scene wasn't framed in advance like they planned it, or they would not show any ball sack. So I believe that story. There's a lot of he said, she said stuff.
I don't think Crispin got naked.
No, because he's already got clout. They said one time he was late for shooting and for filming for like 2 hours. He didn't get to see any of this either.
And Corey Feldman realizes he's gay.
They said that one time Crispin was late for set and then just tore up with Nicolas Cage in a Corvette and got out and started doing his scene. That's gangsta.
you think
Nicolas Cage?
You think Crispin Glover had a issue with the moral of Friday the 13th Part 4?
No, he seems like he's pretty cool about this movie. He people make fun of his dancing, but there's a clear reason to why it's so weird. Sort of. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Think the dog had fun.
Dude, this kid is so good at everything. He knows how to fix cars and shit.
How to be the man of the house, He's got these.
It's like, where did the dad go? Was he scared?
Screwdriver.
Did he scare his dad away with all his monster masks?
It's because he tried to fix a car with a screwdriver. And
do they live out here, or are they on vacation?
No, they live there.
Oh, okay.
They live there. The kids are on vacation. The kids rented the house.
They live there, yet they seem to be totally unaware of all the murders that have happened in the last 3 films.
Yeah, they're not really clear if they just moved in or not. Because they seem pretty lived in, and they have to go and get parts for the Atari or whatever so he can play video games on his TV, which is a real problem.
Sarah, get in. No, I'm wearing a sweater.
So the water was freaking cold as shit, right?
This isn't that scene.
No, okay.
But
I feel like it was anyway, though, because this was filmed in the fall, winter era, and it looks cold. The whole movie looks cold to me.
See, you do this to someone now, you probably break a $400 cell phone. There's all kinds of stuff involved. But back then, you could just pull people in the water whenever you wanted, and you didn't have to worry about breaking their phone. So, simpler times.
Today sucks.
Again, having this prank played on her makes you think, hey, maybe this is the final girl we're seeing here. Just maybe.
That's true. I don't know. I think I just assumed Corey Feldman's sister was the final girl because they are so separate from everybody else.
Yeah.
See, but then in Friday the 13th Part 2, half the cast just goes to a bar and doesn't even get killed. So they're the real final boys and girls.
This is one of the ones where Jason's rocking the bell bottoms.
Oh, this is Hunter Boy. This is
oh yeah.
Our good Jason Hunter friend, which actually does reference one of the earlier movies. He drops his sister's name, and that's actually the name of one of the victims in the previous Friday the 13th movies.
Part 2, right?
I don't remember.
It's got to be part 2 because part 1.
Well, part 1, it's not Jason, so he wouldn't be hunting
Yeah,
Jason.
exactly.
Part 3, it could be. It could be the girl that gets shot in the ass with the slingshot.
How much time are we to assume has happened between part 3 and part 4?
It's supposed to be the next day.
See, yeah, I always assumed it was like the next day. So it's like, again, why haven't these people heard, like, did you hear? Like, a bunch of kids got murdered across the lake.
Oh yeah, they fuck up the timeline all the time. These people at least do get some stories about Jason on the news and in the newspaper.
Casey, I think your sound went out.
But the movie goes on. And so we have Greg Brady here.
Oh,
And-
not even close. Not even close.
Remake. He looks like Greg Brady from the remake more than the.
He might
looks
look
like the
like
guy who
Greg
just
Beatty.
lost out to Ash in Evil Dead. Just lost out to Bruce Campbell.
You know what's crazy
So
is like
Canyon.
I used to go drive around in this area as a kid too, and like I could have been by this house multiple
See
times.
Jason every now and then.
I always used to like imagine it being more of the Ewok village than Crystal Lake, but I lived there when I was like 5.
Is that where that was shot too? I thought.
No, that was actually shot in the redwoods. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is where there is a scene that was shot for TV where he's showing Eric Anderson's character himself cutting his hand off in a guillotine that he made himself. That does not make the feature version, and it's weird that it doesn't because it's actually more gory than the version that's in the film. The scene of him just showing him the monster's face.
Why does he want to show him his room so badly? Like, I don't.
Were you not a child, man? And whenever like someone came over you thought was cool, like your first instinct is like, "Come see my room. I got cool shit in there." It's like even if you weren't Corey Feldman and all you had was fucking like just like plastic toys and shit, you still were like, "Come look at my room."
So when you do the Jarvis house map in the Friday the 13th game, oh, here he is choking him with a penis. For those of you who have seen the film, Welcome Home, Brother Charles, aka Soul Vengeance, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I knew you were gonna bring that.
That's exactly what the scene looks like.
Okay, where is this prop today? I want to know where this prop is because it's awesome.
It's already rotten as shit, so it's
Yeah.
probably completely destroyed.
Like I'm saying, if Tommy Jarvis had fucking made that, he'd be getting offers in Hollywood.
Very like Ray.
He'd be working with Jim Henson.
Yes,
Harryhausen.
Savini as a kid used to make his friends up as the Universal monsters so convincingly that they got hired to do the makeup for the famous Monsters of Filmland tour. And Paul, complete dick face. I just gotta say, Paul is probably worse than Ted of all these guys. Paul's bald spot with the hat, and
Oh yeah, Paul's a jockstrap.
yeah, these. Okay, so the dance on the set, it was Back in Black by AC/DC. So if you go burn, burn, na 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 na.
Trying to think of the is like stopping.
See, it makes more sense.
See, that's what he should have done in Back to the Future instead of just like pushing that guy out of the way to kiss, Lorraine. He should have just broke out that dance.
But instead, they did the great song by Lion known as Love is a Lie, which is a tremendous song, but it's also not on Spotify, and you got to get that shit on YouTube. So, again, that is Lion, Love is a Lie. Great song. You barely get to hear any of it in the movie. It's actually better than the segment that they played. Paul is actually 47 years old and has to wear that hat.
Consent, my man. Consent.
Computer says you're a rapist.
Get it? His name's Ted, and he has a teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Oh.
Good thing his name wasn't Dick. Excuse me, are you old enough to be my... Oh, that's the other thing with the twins is they lose their very real accents and gain them back like 10 times during filming.
I'm just.
Oh, and then he's like, oh, instead, okay, wait, no, she's like his regular girlfriend, and then the twin is like trying to steal the shit here, trying to steal the D, trying to get those hairy thighs for herself. Look at that.
I just like to take a minute to appreciate all the great lamps in that shot.
I want to take a minute to appreciate how fucking hairy Paul's legs are. I thought that he was a double amputee and that was the carpet for a moment.
Wow.
So right now she's asking him what he does when he's not the brawny man.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, so basically what you're saying is you're homeless and live in a tent. That's hot.
That's just that's a cover up. This whole sister story is just a way to get some food.
Hey, so, question. If someone was killing you, would you just yell, he's killing me! Really loud?
I probably would.
See, I love how he's like, I'm hunting bear.
He's actually got his sister in that bag right now.
I think if you bred like Greg Brady and Tom Selleck, you'd get that guy.
I think that's speaking far too highly of Eric Anderson.
Why is Crispin Glover in such a pissed off mood right now?
Oh, because the twin didn't want to fuck him.
Because he just read the ending to the script of Back to the Future.
I thought he was just dancing with the twin.
No, he was dancing with the one that went with Paul. But then he ends up banging her anyway. Because this guy's got a hand for a penis, you guys. Come on. Yeah, she's like, holy shit, he's got a hand for a penis. He's like, yeah, he thinks this is funny.
This is actually just Crispin Glover breaking character.
Oh, here we go. They're shotgunning brew dogs. Uh-oh.
They're doing that twin thing where they're not really wearing the same outfit, but basically wearing the same outfit.
These are the outfits that they complained very much about every time they're interviewed about this movie.
They look like an '80s wallpaper.
Oh, between the shirts and the high-waisted jeans, how are we supposed to be bombshells?
Do not question Joseph Zito.
Oh man, oh, Pretty Boy is so disgusted right now.
I can't remember what happens to Bald Spot.
He's like, we're allowed to switch. Oh, dude, he gets it in the dick.
Oh, that's right, he does.
So, Harry Hamlin here.
I don't care what you say, Zach.
What?
That's a shitty lamp in the left
Yeah,
corner.
that is a shitty lamp.
I like the little candelabra lamp over there in the corner.
You know, if Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rinna had a child, though, wouldn't you expect it to look like the pretty man from this movie?
You mean like not Rob Lowe?
No, he's not even close to Rob Lowe, dude. That is
I
Perseus
said not Rob Lowe.
Well, everyone's not Rob Lowe. Unfortunately.
I've been not Rob Lowe.
Oh, she's like, oh, look, I'm wearing the hat. You can see a little bit of the bald spot between the hair part. And then he's like, Ted, computer says you're a dead fuck. Computer says you're a piece of shit, bitch.
Kill him. This is where Teddy just turns into a killer. The movie goes off on a tangent.
It would actually be a pretty fun way to go, to have a slasher movie with two killers working independently of one another.
And one of them just happens to be Jason.
Mm-hmm. Another one maybe could be Freddy. Let's see.
Oh, sick burn
he's
right
like,
there.
He's like, I've been killing other people. Maybe we can team up. And Jason just like whacks this, cuts his head off.
Okay, so major controversy with this scene because this was filmed in an aqueduct in like January and was fucking freezing. Okay, so Judy Aronson, her side of the story is that she just kept getting called take after take after take. She got really sick from this scene, basically got hypothermia. There was a point where she's crying, getting people to stop. So Ted White. Okay, first of all, we'll talk more about Ted White in a bit, but Ted White's not a man to be fucked with. He's the one who plays Jason, all right? And Ted White says, you know, he's got to be in the water and pop out and spear her in a minute, okay? So he says that he eventually got them to stop filming and warm her up because he complained and said he's going to walk if they don't stop the scene. Joseph Zito says it wasn't Stacey Aronson getting cold. It wasn't she didn't get sick. She was totally fine. And that it was Ted White complaining about being cold because those two hated each other, Joseph Zito and Ted White. So I just want to point out Judy Aronson's story completely confirms what Ted White said. And she got really, really fucking sick and had a fever, and this wrecked the shit out of her. Because while she's naked, while she's swimming there, this is the part that fucked her up while she's in the raft. Because she was able to have, like... She has a fake body, and she's got a wetsuit on from, like, the waist down. But when the water's that cold, as you can see from the fucking steam coming off of the water, how freezing it is right now.
That's just spooky fog, right?
She got 100% natural fog because it's fucking cold. And because the water is so much colder than
That's
the air
all
around it.
natural?
Yeah, I would guess so, probably.
Shit.
You know, like, movie fog has a different quality to it, in my experience anyway. I think that it's coming too close off of the water to be fake.
Anytime a girl always says, like, I know you're out there, like, do you really expect the guy to just be like, oh, fuck, she knows we're out here. Okay, fuck it. Sorry.
Yeah, just like, sorry, okay, here I am.
Oh, well, since
No.
you know I'm out here, I guess I have to give up then.
So this was like a pretty miserable experience
Unfortunate
for...
face being made here.
Yeah, they made her do this like 200 times.
I only ever laughed whenever I saw that.
It sucks because she seems like she's actually like a really cool person and nice as shit, and they did that. Oh, there's Paul on the fucking carpet legs. Walking carpet. Here we go.
Alright, where's your bald spot, Casey?
Let's see. He might have combed his hair over it.
That's
Let's
why
see.
it's like a wide shot.
Yeah, and it's dark. He's like, all right, you can take my hat off, but it better be nighttime outside. It's like, because I'm fucking Paul Reiser, bitch. Let's see.
He's by far the most disposable character in this film.
Oh,
I forgot how he
man.
died. I was like, who's that guy?
I think we're forgetting about twin number 2. Let's see.
He's still more disposable.
No, look at that. He's making like a dog out of Cheetos and toothpicks. That's fucking amazing, man. You know that wasn't directed. He just came up with
he
that
didn't do
shit.
that shit.
And then Ted's a pyromaniac.
Ted is
Okay.
literally going to murder somebody. He's a fucking psychopath.
He's like, hey, you know.
Earth Angel, Earth Angel.
He's like, my legs aren't like a carpet, you know. And
George,
she goes,
aren't you
"Oh,
gonna kiss me?
Mine
Oh,
are
no."
because my legs are actually hairier than Ted's because I'm European. That's hot.
You think one day you'll go on David Letterman and almost kick him in the face? Probably.
Computer says I've got a boner. Dude, he looks so gangsta with the hat like that. I see why his rap career took off.
As much as I love him in this movie, I think maybe my favorite Crispin Glover performance has got to be Creepy Thin Man in The Charlie's Angel.
Oh gosh.
Okay, that's great, but I love him in this movie so much that it is absolutely my favorite. I can't see a corkscrew without thinking, Ted, where's the corkscrew?
Ted! Ooh,
She's
her
like-
shirt clashes with that chair. Something terrible.
She's like, oh, hey, I'm going to go sit by you now.
Dude, seriously,
Somebody's-
what room needs this many fucking lamps? There's like 8 lamps in this room.
You gotta have a source of light, man. Don't you know anything about filmmaking? You gotta
Exactly,
have-
or else it looks like
light
you're trying to hide some hairy guy's bald spot.
See, they should have thrown the leg lamp from Christmas Story in there just as like
What
an
are these
Easter egg.
jeans? What the fuck? High waisted
he-
as hell.
He came prepared wearing his mom's old Jordache cutoffs, and he is going to get in that water.
Look at that walk, man.
Height as well.
Man, I'd be walking like that too if I knew I was about to get a spear
I feel
gun
like he's
right up
trying
the
to
dick.
like mimic that like Sasquatch, that famous like Yeti video. He's like,
I think this is giving-
river in January.
I think this is giving proof of how fucking cold that water was.
Ugh.
He's like, I don't want it to shrink before I get hit with the spear gun.
I would be unable to hide the pain of that much cold water all at once.
He's like, you know what? All of this is the setup Me getting a spear gun up the urethra.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm just not into it right now. I wish I had chosen any other movie.
So does he think he's actually sneaking up on her, like she's not going to hear him
Yeah.
swimming?
Yeah.
It's weird that they don't cut in to, like, see what he's seeing. I mean, clearly he sees that she's fucking dead, but it's kind of like a played in a wide. It's kind of strange.
I want to point out this is the second time Jason's murdered someone with a spear gun. He also does it in part 3, but not as cool as this.
Is he fucking hiding in the water right there? I guess so, yeah. Jason's
See,
just like an athletic swimmer.
He shoots it.
So was he like up on like a crane or something that they like launched him on to like film
You
that?
can see
like,
the wires.
shot?
You can see
Yeah.
the wires
No,
of his shoulder.
dude, this was Gonzo filmmaking. They just really shot him in the dick. That's what happens.
No.
Jump in the air.
Meanwhile, on the obvious set,
I gotta say though, 80s era machetes way more visually interesting than current
camera
machetes.
shadow, camera
Look at
shadow.
that shit,
Who has a machete that's...
camera shadow.
dude. It's because he has a small weenie, Zach. Okay, it's called overcompensation.
Camera shadow.
And look, if you're hunting Jason, you want the biggest fucking knife you can get.
At least that moon is fucking bright right now. It's definitely not a bunch of lights on this set with all the trees.
So Eric, we need you to die. What would you say if you were dying? He's killing me! Okay, we'll save that one for later.
Sounds convincing.
So he's related to a character from the last film, right? Part 3, am I wrong?
From part 2
Part
would
2.
make more sense. But if it is part 3, then it makes no sense. And I think that might actually be what happens, is that it is a part 3 one and the timeline makes 0 sense. Oh, look at that. He broke your gun, bitch.
Jason's like, I'm gonna crumple the fuck out of your map.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. He bent the barrel of the gun, too. Like, Jason's strong, dude. He breaks people's heads by squeezing them. Look at that. Oh, yeah, your gun's fucked, dude.
This looks like the house from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that would be the best crossover.
I'm so glad
And
we're
then
gonna fuck in this
Crispin
room with all this hunting
is-
paintings.
Actually giddy right now. He's not acting.
You don't need acting here, guys.
Now this
and then
seems, like,
his-
this seems real to me. This doesn't seem like.
The
think
bed
it is-
actually breaking.
I think it is planned because the camera pans down like pretty smoothly. But you know,
Oh, so he says that he decided to get really. He talks about that he actually smoked a shitload of weed for this scene so he could be really high when he's watching these movies.
What is this movie they're watching? Because clearly they didn't film that. So,
They're old stag reel tapes, which like people used as porn back then.
yeah, dude,
I mean, not
they
back
invented
when this
film,
was filmed.
The first thing they did was shoot titties. This is nothing is new.
Right, it's basically, they call them stag films. People will watch them at like bachelor parties and shit. And they found a bunch of them in this house, which they're probably worth thousands of dollars. And Ted had to go get killed on one of them.
I just like how Ted is like, he's so like angry and just like seething, and as soon as he tokes up, he just chills the fuck out.
Dude, they missed a major opportunity having her walk past that mirror. It would have been so great if she thought it was her twin in the mirror and started talking to her.
Oh, hey, Jessica, I just want to... Oh, fuck, it's my reflection again.
She's like, I'm busy fucking in here! Go ride your bike!
that's an awkward scenario. Your twin is like screwing somebody, and so you're like trying to wait for them.
Yeah, do you think it's like the Corsican brothers and she can feel it while Crispin Glover's plowing her sister?
Oh my gosh.
You've seen the Corsican brothers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She's like, how am I going to ride this bicycle while I feel Crispin Glover's penis in me? I guess his name's not Crispin Glover, but still, you know what I mean.
This is pretty, this is some John Carpenter shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Some Joseph Zito shit. Oh, there we go.
It's pretty well timed.
At least you get a nice... You feel like you're getting fucked out of someone being killed, but you get like a nice payoff later, so it's all good.
Oof.
Yeah. Good times. Yeah, this Jason does some cool shit. Jason, played by Ted White, who was an old school stuntman at the time of the filming of this even. He was John Wayne's stunt double for about 40 years.
40?
I think he said 40, yeah.
Damn.
Let's say 30,
How old
because it
was
was
he when he
either
did this
40 or
film?
20. Pretty old.
He's
He
still
actually
alive,
died
right?
recently. No, he died like the last couple years actually.
No, shame.
A lot of the people behind the camera kind of didn't like him, but it just seems like he didn't like bullshit, and he didn't like that it was basically amateur hour behind the scenes. It was a lot of inexperienced filmmakers. Here's a dude who's been doing movies all his life for years, so
Welcome
especially
to
as a
filmmaking in the
stuntman.
80s.
Yeah. Look at that. He's like, dude, you are so high right now. And he really was.
All
So
his mom
like
does is run.
there was going to be a
80s
scene.
mom.
There was a scene filmed where they find her body at the end of the movie and she's drowned in the bathtub, which makes no sense to where she is in relation to anything else here, but Jason moves bodies around all the time.
Yeah.
But then she like wakes up and scares the shit out of her daughter. If you watch the Crystal Lake Memories documentary, they've got some shots from that scene that was lost. So you can kind of see that and see where it would have gone. I don't think it really would have fit the end of the movie the way we got
it
it.
seems like something she would have discovered her body like while she's like in the house looking around before Jason attacks.
Yeah, because they're like literally in every other room, unless he moved it to the neighbor's house, which makes no sense. But since he starts using the bodies to keep her in the house, it could have happened. It's a little complicated. I just want to point out though that she actually worked with her daughter in a previous movie when the daughter was a child star, so they already knew each other before they were filming this. And she used to be a child star as well, so she would talk to Corey Feldman and give him pep talks when it seemed like his life was down a little bit. A lot of the cast looked out for Corey. His sister in this film took him trick-or-treating because they started filming this on Halloween Day. So they took Corey trick-or-treating around a nearby neighborhood.
That is some rain in front of a big-ass light.
Yes, it is.
Now, and a lot of the book is like, what the fuck were we thinking? What were we thinking?
Cold.
Filming everything at night, filming everything in the rain, having a dog, having a kid, and giving it to an inexperienced director.
Dude, so much breath is coming out of her mouth. It's freezing cold.
This is such a cop-out, man. I'm sorry.
And then you don't get to see what happens.
I just think she saw the dog like hanging in the tree, and then
And Corey Feldman eating 2 lollipops at once. A trick Michael Jackson taught him. Oh, I had to go there. So this scene's pretty funny because she didn't want to do nudity. And so she insisted on a body double for her scene. But they told her, hey, don't tell anyone else we got you a body double because they're going to get fucking pissed that they had to be naked. So she didn't. She got a body double for the shower scene. Her whole character is about subverting horror tropes, which is kind of cool. So it's her boyfriend that gets killed in the shower instead of her. It's an exact reversal of what happens in Friday the 13th Part 3, which is interesting. And we get to see Harry Hamlin Jr. just get murked by Jason in the shower. It's actually pretty brutal because he squishes his face.
I think that's my favorite kill in the movie.
That one's pretty gnarly.
I'd say the cleaver to the face after the corkscrew to the hand is my favorite.
Yeah, I wish it went on longer.
It would have if
the go longer. Yeah, and I feel like the Blu-ray, at least the Blu-ray box set had just raw footage of some of the gorier stuff that got cut out, right?
Yeah, and they show it in the Crystal Lake Memories documentary as well. It was a lot more blood. There was definitely a lot more to Jason's death that we didn't see.
Yeah.
and some cool test footage and stuff too that they show in that doc. Because you were actually going to see the top of his head more split apart so that you could really tell that he got fucked up and you could see his brain and shit. But it didn't go that far in the actual cut because they just didn't want to see a lot of it.
It still works pretty good, though. I think, like, even when I was younger, like, this movie stood out because of that ending sequence is pretty gnarly. Like, just that one shot of him slipping down the machete, I was just like, freaked out as a kid.
No, and it's like one thing that we talked about a lot as kids, so we're like, okay, yeah, so they killed Jason in that one. But we already knew he came back because, like, 6 had been out by that point.
So she just decides to take cover in this tent because I guess she's waiting for him.
Well, like, everybody kind of has their own sort of theories about sort of the Jason lore that's, like, fills in the gaps of, like, what's not really explained. But there's like, some people who think, like, after this one, Jason is, like, a legit zombie.
Yeah, I mean, well, 6, he's a zombie for sure. He's completely legit zombie. This one, though, I mean, he's still a dude. I mean, he should have died. Dude. Yeah. I mean, he's deformed. He's got a very thick skull. Part 3 kind of established him being a bit of a hunchback, to a little bit of that's carried over here, but not as much. He's actually wearing the same clothes as Part 3. As I look at my Part 3 action figure right now that's right next to me. But his face is different. But what's interesting is Part 3, if you look at the end of the movie as a dream sequence, we don't really see his face for real, because when we see him unmasked, it's all in the final girl's head. So he could have had this face all along, because Friday the 13th Part 2, also, he's only unmasked in the dream sequence. We never see his face. So something to think about. This could have been Jason's face all along. You can explain it, but there's a lot of rationalizing if you're trying to connect the movies too much. And the real answer is no one gave a shit and they just did whatever. That's the real answer.
I mean, you could also, like, make an argument for Jason just being a zombie after Part 1.
Right? I mean,
living in the woods the entire time.
Which Part 2 says yes, he's been living in the woods the entire time.
And his mother had no fucking idea, or
yeah, she thought he was dead the whole time.
So she tells him not to move, and the first thing he does is fucking move.
Yeah, don't move. And he immediately gets up and goes downstairs. He had to show off the panties, man.
Oh,
he's like, hey, dude,
rub those panties in fucking Teddy's face.
Stole your girl, dick.
And he doesn't even care because he's so fucking high. He's totally over it. Everything.
And he's like, what the fuck? Like, imagine walking into a room and seeing this on the screen. What the fuck are you watching? It's like, is this racist right now? I can't even tell. Is this a racist movie? Great. Oh.
At least,
some delicious wine.
Crispin Glover had a happy last 30 minutes.
Well, except for maybe the last 2.
Right.
Where's the corkscrew?
Dad!
Dad! Oh, this one's my favorite.
Corkscrew! There's the fucking corkscrew right there!
And then face! It's another subversion of expectations. You're expecting him to get the corkscrew in the face, but no, he gets it in the hand and then gets a meat cleaver in the face. Good fucking time.
Again, a room with 3 fucking lamps, 2 right next to each other. This has been your lamp watch.
It's like, shit, man, I only have 1 lamp. I feel like I'm very
I really fucking like
right now.
I'm gonna make a blog just about all the lamps in the Friday the 13th series.
My girlfriend's always trying to turn on overhead lights, and I'm like, put that shit out. That's too much light. I need like 3 lamps, and I'm good.
I feel like this movie was filmed inside a Lamps Plus.
Probably.
Is that still a store? I think it is.
And if it's anything like the movies I've made, you have like 2 lamps, and you just move them from room to room.
There we go. Okay. Now watch what happens and realize the dog jumps out of the same fucking window. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
the
she
dog
could have
was-
survived that.
The dog went of his own
How
volition,
come
though.
she has underwear on now? You guys, she had underwear on.
Jason
He threw
threw them on really quick before he threw
He
out the window.
clearly Ted had that underwear on his face. So is she stealing someone's, like, you know how you stay at someone's house? Like, this is like an Airbnb. Did she just grab panties from someone else's drawer and put them on?
What was that? What was the drawing in that newspaper based off of? Eyewitness accounts?
Yeah, but what's weird is it's about Jason's drowning. So, I mean, yeah, there would have been eyewitnesses to that, I guess, but the people were neglecting him, and the whole point was no one was around when he drowned. So, like, you know, if they were looking for an actual photo of him when they have talked to his mother and said, hey, can we put this photo in the newspaper? I don't know. I don't know why.
Where the fuck has Tommy been the last, like, couple hours?
Spanking it.
He's having his own, like, E.T. adventure in the woods.
Well, it's because, like, everyone's fucking in the house next to him, so for him it's totally crank time. And
It's all the deleted scenes of him just peering through the windows, watching all the sex acts.
it's another 2 hours of movie that we all missed.
Yeah, I think he was sneaking a peek at that like 1920s, 1910 porno that Ted was watching.
He looks like a young Stephen King.
He kind of does.
Yeah, he's gonna get covered in meteor shit right now.
This machine called me an asshole.
I think he looks like a young Super Mario.
Is there a deleted scene where he asks Jason to do the truffle shuffle?
It's a me, a Cody Feldman.
Now, you know, he actually got the role for Goonies during Part 5. So that's why he's only in the beginning, because they shot it in his backyard because he had to do Goonies instead. And this is a body double.
Well, that's her.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
what we just saw
she's
through
not
the
naked,
glass.
She's making a face like she's not enjoying it. She's like, ugh.
She's like, it's so small, I can barely feel it. See, Zach says they're not fucking. That is clearly fucking.
When did I say that?
You said she never gets fucked. She gets fucked.
I didn't say that.
It's at the beginning of the podcast. Rewind and hear it.
I'm just
Go back to the beginning.
guys, I'm just looking at the lamps. I don't know. Right, movie
No lamps
is
in this game, only
No.
projector.
You know there was like 10 takes where he tried fucking the bear. He's too high to not make that joke.
What if Jason just spared him because he's too high to kill?
He's like, oh, dude, you are so annoying. But that teddy bear is so cute. He's like, but my name's Teddy. You want to hug your teddy bear, Jason? Woo!
Kids,
And
that's
he's like,
called
"No."
a projector. Light shines through film, and you project it onto a wall.
It's another shot that got heavily cut. They had a whole false head for the blade going in and everything, and you barely get to see it. You see 2
Lame.
frames of that shit.
Lame.
She's like, I don't have a face. Hold on. It's pretty funny, though, that they had to get a body double to not really show anything.
How big is this shower? Who brings a towel into the shower when it's still running?
She's all sex crazed now. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah, I think that this guy might be more Val Kilmer than Rob Lowe.
Nah, dude, he's Harry Hamlin. Come on, that is Clash of the Titans right there. He just unleashed the Kraken on her lady parts.
I don't know. I see some Mad Mardigan, man.
Oh god, remember Mad Mardigan's fucking teeth? How they're all dirty and shit. This is gross. I think that's why I hate that movie.
shower while you're away. Okay.
See, I really want to see Mad Mardigan take on Jason now. Damn it.
Well, now he would just sit on him.
This girl has the most. That towel does not leave. The towel.
No, that is a
It's the secure
glued-on
towel I've ever seen in a movie.
She probably had the wardrobe department sew it shut while she was in it, just to be sick. I had that same blow dryer. Holy shit!
They only made one blower dryer back then, man. Everybody had that blower dryer.
Yeah, that was the Con Air, man. Like, he needs
I
it.
recall Central Park and fall.
I feel like they didn't turn off any lights and they tried darkening this in post and it looks like fucking shit.
I think they just like turned out the lights and then realized, oh fuck, we can't see anything. We have to have some lighting.
It's like, hey,
It's okay. We put a filter over the thing. It's fine. Yeah, I think this is the most brutal.
Why
kill
wouldn't
of the
you
movie.
open the door and look? Just peek out.
she's like, hey, you have really like broad shoulders
watched-
all of a sudden.
He watched.
Are you wearing a mask?
Psycho, man.
You look a lot whiter. I don't remember you being built like a linebacker. What the fuck happened?
Oh, ow! And the glass in the feet. Ah.
You know, you really need a
burger. Let me
manicure.
get that for you. Oh fuck.
They told him
Immediately
not to
blow dry,
break the
so
face.
Can't hear the murder. That's the tricky thing about writing all these movies. You gotta think like, okay, why couldn't they hear? Why wouldn't the
Tricky
other
thing
person in
about
the next
shooting
room
it.
hear this?
It's like we know why her hair looks like shit all the time though, because she
Holy
thinks she's
shit.
done.
See, even the hallways are littered, lined with lamps. This house has more lamps than Lowe's.
She
Oh
has
my god,
a
another
dead,
lamp!
she has a dead tooth like Maureen Ponderosa on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it bothers me.
Snaggletooth.
Was she
No, the
planning
dead
on-
tooth.
The dead
So
tooth.
again, she's like running hysterically, and that towel is not coming off. It's the most secure towel I've ever seen. Oh, how did that
You know,
happen?
the force of that door shot off like that looks like it would have really fucked somebody up.
There's a crazed axe just flying around the house.
How good are you at throwing an axe that you know the person's behind the door and that you'll hit them if you throw the axe through the door? Plus, be strong enough to throw the axe through the door. That motherfucker must be practicing.
Jason Good.
He's like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you live here. Why don't you have a key? We made a whole thing about never locking the doors in this movie repeatedly.
It's okay. We got the
Wax
wood,
fruit.
the wood paneling, and the lamp, and the plants. I don't know what this is, but I take it off.
Yeah, because Jason's supposed to be mentally challenged. He sure knows a lot about electricity.
Oh, look at that coat rack.
He also knows how to sporadically.
Look at that circular
Bothers around.
phone, man.
Just looking at objects in the
That
background.
fucking porch. That is a nice porch.
No, this house is fucking nice. I can only imagine what it goes for these days in Topanga Canyon. Holy shit.
Hey, don't look to the right. There's a giant fucking light over there.
Like, dog, get away from the rain machines, please.
They're watching Twin
And
Peaks.
here's the fake house.
And during all this, Jason has gone around and like artfully placed all these bodies in fun ways for them to discover.
It's what
Yeah. I would have put one sitting on the toilet personally. Like had Ted just like taking a shit.
I want an outtake of him just putting these bodies in certain positions, just for
I feel like,
shits and
I feel like
giggles.
that was like a short film at some point, or someone had that idea of like making a short film where you just see Michael Myers placing all the bodies around for like 20 minutes.
So you got to figure though the way that Jason does it in this is actually like tactically sound. He kind of uses it to guide our final girl into the right place and throws another one through the window. It's good times.
No, I gotta say the most impressive display of victim bodies in a slasher is Intruder from 1989, which we talked about in our retrospective show, which you can check out, guys. Quick plug there for
Zach
you.
plugging the
Yeah, just don't look at the box art, whatever you do. Because it tells you who the killer is. Not good times.
Well, I haven't seen it, Zach. What happens? Does he?
they're in a supermarket, and so there's lots of fun stuff in a supermarket in which you can display a dead body.
Yeah, and they take advantage of it because they had a real supermarket, so good times.
And
I've
the
always
people,
found supermarkets fairly creepy. I'm surprised there aren't more horror movies set in them.
I absolutely hate this scene.
So yeah, I was confused about that, Casey, because you've been making fun of this the entire movie, and I actually
The way the guy-
I think this is really effective.
Everyone talks about how effective it is when the guy sells being killed by yelling, "He's killing me."
Sounds fucking real though.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he's set up to be this macho guy, and he just goes out in like the bitchiest way possible.
I do.
Fucking whacking him with a machete.
I know,
No,
but
he's using the little garden claw to kill him.
I just
Still whacking the shit out of him.
I expected him to get like a shot in. Like you're like coming to stake him out to like avenge your sister's death or something, and.
Well, that's what makes I think that makes Jason scarier, because it's like, oh fuck, if this guy was just taken down like that, these fuckers don't stand a chance.
That's true.
I would have had him at least die like.
Dog's like, I'm fucking out of here.
Dude, second story window. That dog is fucking dead. It hit the car and exploded, and we just did not see that scene. He's lying next to Twin.
That dog is living his best life right now in Malibu.
Gordon's lying next to Twin 1 right now.
There's a deleted scene that's after the credits where that dog is just chilling on a beach with a martini.
It totally should have been Gordon that like kills Jason at the end and just barks "die" over and over again with like a cleaver in his mouth.
It bothers me that this family can afford all of these lamps, but it cannot afford some bookends. So all of their books are like diagonal. That's terrible for the books. All three of us worked in bookstores extensively, and we know that you do not display books like that.
Here's Corey Feldman taking a nice afternoon read while a fucking killer is on the loose right outside. And his sister is in trouble.
In relation to the headline, the drawing being of child Jason makes no fucking sense.
I demand my Friday the 13th movies make complete sense.
And this house.
Now, see, this is fake fog.
I was gonna
here.
say this house is all of a
100%.
sudden very foggy.
This is shower steam, is what this is supposed to be. She's about to discover the shower. It's like as soon as you see the blood, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then
She's like, oh my god, his dick is so little. Oh, I want some Kool-Aid right now. Oh, actually, I have some. I have some. Look, this is the blood that they use in the scene. Ah.
Follow it around. Like, takes
Yeah,
her
now
a little long to see that body.
Thank you for sparing us from that ass shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the first thing you would see going in there. Oh, there's a body like right on this plastered on the wall.
You get up, what? Follow it around.
He's killing me! Oh. See, I love the setup for the step gag, though. It is so good.
See, why does he go back downstairs? Like,
because he's a dipshit. Ah! He's clawing me. He's scratching me.
I think he pulls it off. I think this is pretty effective. I think this fucking like.
He's scraping me.
Do you guys know?
No other killers like that. It's not played for humor.
You know the Imagination Land trilogy, South Park, the scene with Kurt Russell where he's being raped by the woodland critters, and he's like saying
they're raping me.
They're raping me, and it hurts. Are they like parodying this scene?
I don't think directly. I don't think intentionally. No. I've forgotten about that, Zach.
Actually, that might be it. That might be a Troma's War reference. Actually,
I thought it was just like to clarify, to hilariously clarify.
And again, she's just seen this guy attacked by Jason, and he's yelling at her to get the hell out of there, and then she goes back down.
I just love the color profile in that shot of the hand getting chopped up. It's just
this
so
will
good.
be one of the best Friday.
Why don't you just run and jump over the body? Why would you go back through the house? There's just a body. Walk over it.
You can't walk over a body, Zach. It's bad luck.
Then their soul goes up your
gotta
butthole
go through the
and they take
window.
over your body.
So what was Crispin Glover like standing on when they plastered against that hallway there at the doorway?
Christ.
I just love how Jason walks out the door and just fucking drags the nails through his hands. It's fucking tremendous.
Oh, what happened? I
That's
was
a
just reading.
shot. How come you're all wet?
Are we gonna watch a movie or what?
Oh, let's lock the glass ass windows to get away from the guy that can punch through staircases.
That's nail. That's gonna do a lot.
Yeah,
of
that'll do it. That'll keep him out. Just a couple nails. Be good.
So like this is great.
I hated Passion of the Christ.
I am actually very surprised that got past the MPAA, but I'm so glad it did.
Yeah, I gotta say, even though this is like one of, I think, the best Friday the 13th movie, this is not the best final girl.
It's better than.
Really, Corey Feldman is the final girl in this movie.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Got a headache. Do you need some Tylenol? Fuck.
Yeah, it's like, okay, why couldn't we have had him yell, "He's staking my head"? Oh, so Corey Feldman tells a story that they didn't tell him, that's when the guy was going to jump, so he's actually scared shitless right now.
I love that. I love it when they do that in movies. It's like the end of Die Hard. Alan Rickman's like...
Oh, I felt bad for him on that one, because he was really scared of heights.
That's the best shot ever, is Jason bursting through the door. But you fuck your nails, he just bursts through the door.
Oh, shout out to Ram Man from He-Man on the fucking shelf right there. There is also a Demon Riders of the Styx figure, a Dragon Riders of the Styx Demon Rider up at the top, which is a very rare toy right now. I do not recognize that Griffin though. But yeah, we got a He-Man figure. This room is recreated in the Friday the 13th video game. You can see the masks hanging up and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Oh fuck, I have that lamp. Hey guys.
He knocked over Ram Man, dude. I'm so sad.
Let me in. I don't want to kill you.
So I'm guessing they're just hoping he'll go away.
Yeah, if you guys want to see a cool toy line that kind of never was, look up Dragon Riders of the Styx. Pretty amazing. That's what that little, like, demonic-looking red guy is that's right by where Jason's popping through the door on the top shelf there. Oh, and it's gone.
See, where is that like hand grab thing that he used on Greg Brady earlier? He should be using that against Jason right now.
That's his video game monitor, dude. Oh.
Yeah. What if Corey Feldman... That's why Corey Feldman's crying right there. He's
like, fuck, I can't play Vic 20 anymore.
My favorite thing ever. I'm not going to be able to play video games anymore.
So yeah, Ted White kind of basically said Corey Feldman was a little shit and he hated working with him.
Which
he called him
I'm more in favor with Ted White. I can totally see Corey Feldman being a little shit.
But see, the thing is, the rest of the cast, every single other person says that he wasn't.
The rest of the cast were also actors, though.
Yeah,
I don't think Ted White liked the end of the movie. Just a guess.
Ted White is in Roadhouse. He's, he did do stunts for John Wayne for years. But yeah, he's actually a character in Roadhouse. I think he actually is like one of the thugs with Terry Funk in Roadhouse, actually.
I gotta say, Jason is all of a sudden just way off his game here because he was like knocking everyone out in one
I love
shot.
this moment where he's just like, who am I going to get? Who? Yeah.
Okay, Zach, I want to see how on top of your game you are when you get a fucking plugged-in TV smashing over your head.
Look at that motherfucker run!
Okay, this is like a 56-year-old man running right now. Let's cut him a break. And he almost trips over the body on the way in the door.
Through the rain, too.
And why do you stop? like,
she's scared.
I ran into the house. Let me turn around to see if he's still there.
Dramatic.
Get some fucking bookends. Jesus Christ. They've got one of those kind of like Death Star looking.
And
that's like the
Okay, so see, she survives this.
Window.
She survives this, but the twin doesn't survive the other one, and her fall was broken by the car.
Yeah, but look at that mattress she clearly landed on.
Yeah,
Okay, so that piece of wood landing on you, though, probably would have broken your fucking arm in real life. It was clearly balsa wood, but still, that would have fucking wrecked the shit out of your shoulder.
It's a real shame that Joseph Zito didn't direct a RoboCop movie with how much he loves to film people jumping through glass.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's some of that in The Prowler. I think there is.
What did Joseph Zito do after this?
Again, your sister's being stalked by a maniac right now.
He did Chuck Norris
really
movies
hot,
after
okay.
this. So he did Invasion USA, and I think he did Lone Wolf McQuade. Invasion USA does have a lot of people going through glass.
Of course it does. If you're gonna film something, why not film someone going through glass in slow motion?
Well, see, like, they had a town that was really going to be destroyed, so they had this, like, working town with a shopping
there are
mall that
machete
they could
marks
just
on the
destroy.
door there.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Look
that's
at
why.
that. Oh, such a good shot. I mean, she almost legit hit him with the machete by accident in that take.
Now, Corey Feldman's character's his knowledge of like psychology must be fairly extensive.
Here's that shot.
Plan. Oh yeah, that's fucking great.
Hey, if you can make Jason think you're his mom by putting on her sweater. You know, I just like that his sister's basically getting murdered and his idea is to give himself a fucking haircut.
Yeah.
I think his idea is just basically, I'm just gonna confuse the shit out of him. This guy's clearly a mongoloid.
It's like, why not put on the monster mask and try to scare him then?
Why not just pull a MacGruber and shove a celery stick up your ass and...
I think he's just hoping that he's an Addams Family fan and will appreciate his fester here.
We don't have the sound on, but the sounds of her punching the mask are kind of hilarious in this scene. He's like, oh my god.
Fester!
Okay, they lost a great opportunity here of having him do the Doink the Clown mirror act where he raises his hand. And
I'm just too distracted by the pop collar.
Oh, because fucking Tommy Jarvis is baller as fuck.
Is he Fister or is he a bro?
Oh, he's total bro.
You want to join my frat?
Jason, you want to do keg stand, motherfucker? Or are you just a little bitch? Oh, you look at me like my dog looks at me.
Rub the makeup in his eyes as well?
He's like, hey man, you know, you tilt your head like my dog that's dead on the ground outside right now. Oh. And then you've cut off the mask. And you get to see Jason's face. Tom Savini was very careful to include all previous damage on Jason on his face.
Very nice.
Because remember, that wound on his forehead is from part 3, and the slash in the mask is from part 3 at the end there.
This
Tommy's like, yeah.
This slow-mo that's like not the actual slow-mo, but kind of like stopped frame slow-mo.
Yeah, there we go.
Not the best.
There we go. This is Corey Feldman wielding that machete
shot-
with big dick
Like,
energy.
oh god! Oh yeah!
Oh, but there is so much more to that where you could see brain after that point, and like the real top of the skull shifts even more, and apparently way more blood. Unfortunately, we don't get that, but it was pretty effective because when we were kids, how'd they finally kill Jason? Oh, they stuck a machete in his head and then he fell on it. And then we're like, okay, I guess that works.
That was pretty gnarly as a kid, though.
Let's embrace for a really
Okay.
long hug right next to his body. Just, you know.
So can we talk about how disappointed I am that they didn't go in the direction that this movie starts set up right now?
Yeah.
Because really, Tommy's a psychopath. He's been scarred.
Would you have wanted Jason to stay dead?
I might as well. I would have been interested in seeing them go in the direction that Part 5 went in, kind of building up. It built off this ending, and then basically Tommy becomes a Jason at the end of it,
I think they could have done one where he's like, he like takes the Jason mantle before like the OG Jason comes back, you know.
But see, too many people cried about Jason not being in part 5, and they got scared, and they tucked their tails between their legs, and they bitched out, and they did Jason Lives instead.
Casey, I can tell we're all perfectly in sync, because as soon as my room got really white, your room got really white.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Like, blinding light.
Oh, this cop, dude! Look at him just resting his gut on his hands.
He is every Camp Crystal Lake cop.
He's not busting Jason. He's stuffing donuts down his throat. Oh, those are some interesting eyebrow choices right there. It actually looks like she looks like her eyebrows look like Wolf Guy, the Sonny Chiba movie.
This is completely off topic, but I rewatched all the Harry Potter movies with my girlfriend, and the most interesting part was like tracking Daniel Radcliffe's eyebrows, and when they start to tweeze them, they start to tweeze them a little too much, and then they go back.
You
let them be natural.
You can do the same with Hermione for sure. But yeah, there we go. Those
Holy shit,
look
that's
at
the scariest thing in the movie. Little creepy bald boy just standing there.
It's like, why don't you cut the rest of the hair off at this point?
There are more important things right now, man. He's taking a shit. I
like that he's got all these scuff marks on his head too, like he cut himself shaving. They did a really good job with that bald cap.
And then he moved to Santa Carla and opened up a comic book shop.
No. He
Up
goes
next, Downton Abbey.
He goes to an insane asylum, and then we jump ahead years into the future, but no movie ever mentions it again that they're in the future because the timeline for this series is completely fucked.
Oh, gentlemen, that was Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a fun movie. Look at that.
But it wasn't the final chapter.
I'm glad for my memory, me and my friend just watched 1 through 4 that night, and we did not go on to 5, and I'm glad we didn't, because that would have been a total buzzkill.
I don't know, dude. If you're a kid seeing 5 for the first time, there's a lot of things kids shouldn't be seeing in that one.
Yeah, definitely. There was one very nice scene, but 5 is more enjoyable to me now because of all the weird shit in it. But as a kid, it just bored the hell out of me.
I love the series, but I would be completely fine if 5 was the last one. I'm not a big fan of Zombie Jason.
I really like 6. I thought 6 was a lot of fun.
I think 6 is fun.
I like 6 a lot.
See, 6 was the one that I bought on VHS as a kid, and I was so disappointed that it wasn't as cool as 3 and 4, and there wasn't as much blood and like shit happening that I got kind of. I mean, we get people playing paintball for 20 minutes.
I really like the cast in 6. I like the kind of dichotomy with the cop and his daughter, and I thought it was a really fun group. There could have been more gore, but I liked that it was kind of the first entry in the series to poke fun at itself, really, and kind of and I appreciated that aspect of it.
I still have a soft spot for 1 and 2. For some reason, those movies feel very like, maybe it's because it's, well, at least 1, it's like it's at the camp. So it makes it feel like more like a summer movie.
Plus 6 cements the legend of Tommy Jarvis, Yeah.
I love 3 because Shelley is the shit and Larry Zerner is the shit in real life, and he's like the coolest dude in the world. So, oh, look at that! Special thanks to Sega Enterprises Inc. for Zaxxon.
I just love throwing these movies up in the summer because they just have that great like summer vibe to them.
E. Eric Anderson as Rob, Judy Aronson as Samantha.
Well, thank you.
Tom Everett is Flashlight Man.
You're welcome, Zach.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in, guys. We hope you enjoyed this miserable commentary here. We're hoping to do more of these. Let us know if you like it. We'll probably just throw these up kind of on in-between weeks when we're off. But we got another episode coming up on the way as well, so please tune in for that. We're on every major streaming platform. You can subscribe to us anywhere. We have a YouTube channel that this will probably go up on as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let us know if there's like certain movies you want us to do commentary on us next. Just write us at miserablepilesecretsofficial@gmail.com or send us a DM at twitter.com/MPOSofficial.
Oh, I just got an email. It says Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Okay?
You guys are fast. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.